ocean and the people, and saw people starting to scream and run away from the ocean. And the wave was already there, kind of coming up the beach and coming into my bungalow. So, I mean, I'm underwater for somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute. Thailand lost probably 8,000 to 10,000 people. Had there been, some kind of warning system, and even for our area, not even a formal warning system, just if people had seen the wave and recognized it more or less within the first minute of seeing it and the water withdrawing, most of us would have gotten away.
Tsunamis can neither be prevented nor precisely predicted, but people educated about particular warning signs can save their own lives and the lives of others. Through this interactive website, you will learn about tsunamis, gather tips to prepare for and survive a tsunami, understand tsunami-related science research, find out about historical tsunamis. Anatomy of a tsunami. What a tsunami looks like in, under, and on ocean water. Multiple factors influence a tsunami's strength, effects on intensity. And did you know 10 interesting facts about tsunamis?
Tsunamis are most often created by
undersea earthquakes that originate hundreds of miles from shore. Earth's crust is comprised of massive tectonic plates that spread apart and collide with each other. These forces generate earthquakes of all sizes. As the ocean floor moves and shakes, the energy can be so powerful that it lifts up millions of tons of ocean water above it, creating tsunami waves. These waves may extend far from their deep-sea source, spreading from one side of an ocean basin to another. Tsunami waves move in big flat waves across the open ocean, similar to the ripples you see when you throw a pebble into a pond. In the deep ocean, tsunami waves are barely noticeable on the sea surface and often will cause only a small, slow rising and falling of waves. In fact, a ship may not even notice the waves moving past. But underneath the surface is a big wall of moving water that can move very fast, faster than a jet airplane traveling 500 miles per hour. Only as they move toward land do tsunami waves become hazards. As they approach shallower water, the waves slow down and become compressed, causing them to grow in height. Near the earthquake epicenter, the first sign of a tsunami may actually be a sudden retreat of water from the beach, exposing sea life. People on the beach mistakenly walk out to view the newly uncovered seafloor, unaware that very soon a flood of water will arrive. When the wave comes in, it usually doesn't resemble a normal wave. Rather, it often looks like a violent flood of rushing water that can reach a height of 30 feet or more. It can flood inland by 1,000 feet or more and have enough power to sweep people off their feet, lift rocks, flip vehicles, and crush homes.
Earthquake magnitude and depth of water at earthquake source. Magnitude and depth of an earthquake. Tsunami waves are most often generated by earthquakes that occur along subduction zones. A subduction zone is an area on Earth where two tectonic plates meet and move towards one another, with one sliding underneath the other and moving down into Earth at rates typically measured in centimeters per year. But sudden movements in the form of large earthquakes can trigger tsunamis. The main factor that determine the initial size of a tsunami are the size of the earthquake, usually greater than 7 on the Richter scale, and the depth of water where the earthquake occurs. The earthquake creates a sudden vertical motion of the seabed that can displace the overlying water column. This creates a rise or fall in the level of ocean above. Distance from earthquake to land. Distance from earthquake to land. Earthquakes happen often on the seafloor as Earth's great plates move apart, collide, or slip under each other. Most earthquakes in the ocean are not felt by people on land, but earthquakes that occur close to shore, as well as large undersea ones far from shore, can have a greater impact in the form of a large tsunami wave. Topography of the coast. Topography of the coast. Tsunami waves travel at a speed that is related to the water depth. In deeper water, tsunami waves move fast. As water depth decreases, tsunami waves slow down, but the wave's energy remains nearly constant. Consequently, as the tsunami's speed diminishes as it travels into shallower water, the wave height grows. When they finally reach the coast, the waves may appear as a rapidly rising or falling tide, or as a series of breaking waves. Geological features such as reefs, bays, river entrances, and undersea formations may dissipate the energy of the tsunami wave. Coastal vegetation. Coastal vegetation. Beach forests, mangroves, and other coastal vegetation help to buffer tsunami waves, providing protection to people and buildings. Coastal vegetation also reduces water damage to adjacent communities. In recent years, as mangroves and other coastal vegetation have been cleared or degraded along many coastlines, human populations have become more vulnerable to storm and tsunami damage. Did you know? Number 1, records show that since the year 1900, about 10 tsunamis occur annually. Of those, 1 each year causes human casualties. 2, the Japanese word tsunami, pronounced tsunami, means harbor wave. Tsunamis are common in Japan, Alaska, Hawaii, and Indonesia. Below, a Japanese fishing boat bearing the name number 13, Good Luck, was washed by a tsunami into a house in Japan in 1960. Color-coded graph shows the gradual rise and fall of the underwater sound streaming from a 2004 earthquake that triggered the subsequent mass tsunami. 3, tsunamis are most often caused by deep sea movements produced by jolts from earthquakes, slumping, or volcanic eruptions. 4, landslides in the sea and on land can trigger tsunamis. The 1989 Loma Pitre earthquake caused a slump in Monterey Bay, California, and a small tsunami. For safety, researchers recommended that people leave beaches if they feel an earthquake. Number 5, in North America, Alaska's coast is the most vulnerable to a tsunami hit. Faults associated with the Alaskan Aleutian subduction zone are capable of producing more earthquakes and larger magnitude earthquakes than any other region in North America. The least vulnerable, North American coast, the Arctic coastline of Canada. There are no plate boundaries and few faults in the Arctic Ocean. The Scotch Cap Lighthouse on Unimark Island in Alaska is shown before and after a magnitude 8 earthquake on April 1st, 1946. This generated a tsunami that destroyed the 5-story lighthouse. Number 6, tsunamis often strike more than one coastline. The December 26, 2004 tsunami in the Indian Ocean killed about 230,000 people in a dozen countries. Number 7, tsunamis can occur during any season of the year, at any time of day or night. Number 8, most tsunamis-related deaths are caused by drowning. Number 9, the first recorded tsunami occurred off the coast of Syria in 2000 BC. Since 1900, when earthquakes were located by instruments, researchers have found that most tsunamis have been generated by large earthquakes off Japan, Peru, Chile, New Guinea, and the Solomon Islands. And finally, number 10, tsunamis are commonly but mistakenly called tidal waves because they come up like an extremely rapid tide, but in fact, they have nothing to do with the ocean's daily tides.